Good day, gamers. Purple Mentat here, bringing you episode 10 of my Regrowth Let's Play. Now, the planned cosmetic additions that I mentioned at the end of the, well, in the middle of the last episode, have not happened yet, as I decided before I get into too much cosmetic building, I want some better tools, and that I had better show that on screen. So, one thing that you'll notice on my hotbar, we have replaced bread with magical food. Magical food is made with any 8 of the magical crops vegetables or fruits, including sweet corn, as you can see, and I've got my sweet corn field providing me with that, and then 1 essence of nature in the middle gets you 4 magical crops. It restores 6 hunger, which is 3 full pork chop thingies, meat haunches, I'm not 100% certain what to call those, and gives you regen 2 for 5 seconds. It is likely the best food you're going to have in this pack, and it's easy to mass produce with AgriCraft and magical crops. So let's get started making some better tools. What I want to make, you'll notice there's a recipe in the runic altar over here, we'll get to that in a moment. I want to make a bunch of Manasteel gear, because as much fun as it would be to set up the smeltery and everything, I want to get my tech building built before I set up the smeltery, and Manasteel's actually pretty good stuff. So what we're going to do, we're going to toss an entire stack of iron into our mana pool. Oops, it didn't quite manage to get it all because I was standing on top of it. That is fun. And as you can see, that used almost 1 full bubble worth. Huh, did I? I seem to have lost 2. Oh, they ended up in the petal apothecary. Or one of them did. Where'd the other one go? Huh. Alright, well, I seem to have accidentally lost an iron ingot in that mess. That's okay. Totally worth it. 1 iron ingot, not a big deal. I have another 6.5 stacks. And I have, I believe, a couple stacks worth of stuff in here. Yeah, like, I have another stack of essence of iron. It's really easy to turn a stack of iron essence into a stack of iron ore. And then that stack of iron ore into a stack and a half of iron ingots in the crucible furnace. Now, it is possible to upgrade the amount that you get out of this crucible furnace if you want to go that route. To create those upgrades, you're going to want to look at the purity upgrade. And these are made with pearls, red flower panel, and some aluminium as the basic one. And upgrading them takes, you know, more pearls, and you have to get into mariculture, fish breeding to start getting things like regeneration droplets. But if you get all the way up and use, I think, all 3, you can get as much as 3 times the ingots out of a crucible furnace that you could get instead of 1.5 times. I'm not 100% up to speed on that, as I have not tested it myself. I am going off of what the Phoenix Lodge has told me. People are leaving the game? Okay, good. No reset on the way. So, I'm going to be focusing on upgrading my tech as opposed to building a lot of mariculture upgrades, because if you remember from my Agrarian Skies series, I am not a fan of... Okay, I do have 64. The whole fish breeding mechanic. It might be my least favorite thing ever. Alright, let's make some Manasteel goodies. First thing we're going to do is drop off some dirt and glass and everything. I'll see about getting some storage solutions figured out this episode or next. We'll see where things take us, but there are better storage options that I'm currently using that are already available to me, so there's no good reason not to be using them, in my opinion anyway. There we are. First things first, Manasteel armor. And as you can see, this is has an armor set, mana affinity. If I am wearing all 4 pieces, that will light up and give me 10% less mana cost on mana tools, which is great because mana tools are what I'm making next. We're going to need a handful of sticks, of living wood twigs, that is. 2 for the pickaxe, 2 for the shovel, 2 for the axe, and 1 for the sword. So, Manasteel pickaxe, made just like so. Manasteel shovel, Manasteel axe, and Manasteel sword. Now, the reason I want these specifically is this has a mining level of bronze, which is better than the mining level of flint. I don't know what the mining speed is on it in comparison to this flint pickaxe, but I can do a direct comparison. mining up the crack sand here versus significantly better. And you may notice that I'm not using durability from the tool. That's because it's draining from this mana tablet that's in my inventory instead. And I have 10% less mana cost. So this guy is going to be the same attack value as my Mattock, but it's going to be effectively durability free as long as I have a charged up mana tablet. Now, let's actually make ourselves another one of these just so that we have one available. It's very cheap, a mana pearl inside a bunch of living rock. And I do have the living rock on hand, which is good. Bam. And fantastic. To charge up a mana tablet, you're going to want to toss it into a mana pool. And it'll just float around in there. I believe that as long as it is in there, it will not actually despawn. And as you can see, the power on the pool is slowly going down as it charges up the tablet. If I run in there and grab the tablet, it should have gained a bit of charge. Huh. Hang on a second, I might be doing this wrong. Let me double check things. Okay, so I did have that right for the most part. In fact, your mana tablet will never despawn in the world, and while it's floating in the pool, you have the option of telling it to, where's my wand? You're going to want to change that to function mode. It is currently accepting mana from items. Give this a shift right click, and it is now sparing mana to items. So now it is, there we go. There's the animation I was looking for. It is now charging up the mana tablet. And if I grab that out, you will see that it is about a third of the way charged already. It takes a good bit of mana to recharge a tablet, so you're not going to want to leave one in there all the time, but having something that's a little bit charged up as a backup to carry around with you, not a terrible thing. In fact, I'm not even going to carry this around. I'm just going to put this into my foot chest by my bed. So there we go. Now I've got some slightly better tools that'll make the process of digging and placing things a little bit better. Now, these guys, actually, these three tools, have a couple of cool extras that they can do, which I'm pretty happy about. If I were to grab a spruce sapling in here, and it were to just be hanging out my inventory, and I right-click the ground with my Manasteel axe, it places the sapling, and then it tells me how many saplings I have left. I can do the same thing with the Manasteel pickaxe with torches, which is awesome. Great for mining around. And the shovel tills the earth. And I believe, because the shovel will till the earth, this means that we can, in fact, make the tilled garden soil now. As it's not on the Mattock list, but I believe this just functions as a regular hoe. It's a whole programming issue. Nope, still can't do it. That's okay. If you want to till garden soil, you have the opportunity to do so at this stage of tech. You're just going to need to make a garden trowel from garden core. Use this to move plants from one crop to another. I should mess around with that sometime. Again, from garden... nope, this is from AgriCraft. Enrich soil, some iron, and a stick, and you have your trowel. Simple as that. One other thing. This whole setup of cactus or sugarcane on sand will not work in the long run. So I'm tearing it down now. We're going to use the updated mechanics that are coming in the next version of AgriCraft because I want this series to be accessible to as many as possible, and that includes people that come after the patch. The way things are changing, if you want to upgrade a seed to 10-10-10 by crossbreeding it with another seed, it has to be the same species. What this means is that if I want to use cactus to upgrade a seed to 10-10-10, the 1-1-1 seed has to be cactus. I can no longer use it to upgrade, for example, these nether seeds that I have been working on. So these are going to be planted into a... Oops, not right there. Right here. Into one of my little 4x4s, and by the time they finish spreading across the entire area, I am guaranteed to have probably mostly 10-10-10 seeds, and I can get rid of the few 999 that are left. In the future, I'm going to build myself a better setup for these seeds spreading, but I have a pretty good confirmation at this point that the natural spread mechanic to upgrade crops is going to be the only thing that you can use. This means that any magical crops you make, which always comes out as a 1-1-1 when you pull it out of the runic altar, will need to be upgraded in this way. However, I also have confirmation from the mod creator of AgriCraft itself, InfinityRaider, or that one Raider, depending on which site you find him on. You are going... I think it's a him. You are going to need to check... sorry. I have confirmation that the crop spread and mutation chance is increased by applying growth ticks. So anything that will apply extra growth ticks will speed that up. Do with that what you will. I will definitely be making use of it in the long term. Now, we're not going to toss away these iron helmet, iron boots, that sort of thing. We're going to hang on to them because when I get the smeltery, I'll be able to melt those back down into iron if I repair them, and they're pretty easy to repair, all things considered. Okay, yeah, I think that's all of the updates and everything I wanted to cover. Let me... All right, let's move on. Let's get some questing done. So we were building, so we got the slightly better tools. We are now building... That's the wrong book. We're still building the runes, sorry, that I want. I did complete the nether seed quest in between episodes, so we're going to grab the 5 weak essence from that, and we're actually going to toss the extra nether seeds that I got into the composter because they can't compete with these 999s. Let's get rid of you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Put you in here. As you can see, I've been gathering my farms as time passes. Got a ton of copper and tin essence. Most of the iron essence has been transformed into ingots at this point in time because I knew I was going to be needing lots of them to set up the tech that I wanted. So, the thing that's stopping us in the way that the world works from finishing written in stone is a rune of air. And to make the rune of air, the only thing that we really need that we don't have is a feather. Well, to get feathers, we're going to need chickens. There's 16 recipes for the rune of... Oh, because 16 different colors of carpet, of course. So to get chickens, we're going to need to scroll all the way down to the life of the world, or you can hunt around outside attempting to find a chicken jockey, which is a baby skeleton that spawns riding around on a chicken. I'm trying to look up the percentages on that right now. They're very, very low. The one that I found in an earlier episode, very unlikely to pop up frequently. Here we go. The chance of a chicken, each spawned zombie has a 0.25% chance of becoming a chicken jockey. So you would need to go through thousands of chickens, of zombies before you found a chicken jockey. And the chicken jockey will never give you eggs, so it's not a self-propagating sort of thing. I highly recommend against that. Instead, you're going to want to go to the Life of the World and complete the Which Came First quest. In the Life of the World, life is mysterious, but one thing's for sure, you're going to need to bring more life back into the world if nature is to recover. Which came first? Feathers can be a very useful resource, and eggs might be just the basis you need to bring back other forms of life. Next stop, chickens. It's a task where a player needs specific items, 16 eggs. If I look up eggs in NEI, I can see that I need to apply seeds, pasture seeds, mandrake seeds, a rune of earth, and a rune of mana to a runic altar. And as you can see, I have done exactly that. That's what's been floating around here. There's the pasture, mandrake, regular old wheat seeds. All of the AgriCraft seeds, by the way, will work. This is a 10-10-10 wheat seed. Rune of earth and rune of mana. So we're going to give that a whack, get that going, and it is now creating some eggs for me. Awesome. I love it, I love it, I love it. I am burning through a lot of mana doing this. Take a look, and it only uses a tiny little bit. Most of the mana that I had went into my mana tablet. Put you on there, give it a whack, bam! 16 eggs, fantastic. So I'm going to collect 16 more eggs and 8 experience drops out of that. And we'll get these experience drops tucked away because that opens up the ability to make villagers, kitties, wolves. Actually, it opens up quests for villagers, kitties, wolves, piggies, and cows. And these quests are just create the spawn egg. So if I take a look at, for example, spawn cow, well, all I need to do is use some leather, some wheat, some experience drops, and an egg. Unfortunately, there is no spawn chicken egg recipe. You will have to break the eggs manually to find your chickens. So I am going to take a little bit of time off camera, and I'm going to, well, once dawn happens, which should be real soon, I'm going to expand this area a bit. I'm going to put down a bunch more dirt to create a bunch more grass for me, and I'm going to build a little chicken pen. So once all of that is complete, I shall return. See you soon. Alright folks, I am back. I have expanded my little area by just a little bit to add a little bit of a chicken pen, and I built myself some fences and some fence gates to go in that pen. And the gates are set up in a nice little lock setup so that none of the chickens will be able to escape. I have made myself another stack of eggs to give myself 48 eggs here because of the probabilities involved. Now, we're going to do a little bit of math with Mentat here. So, what you need to know about probability. When you throw an egg, you have a 1 in 8 chance of spawning a chicken. Now, you would think that that would mean out of 16 eggs, intuitively it says if you have a 1 in 8 chance, if you trigger that chance 16 times, you're going to get 2 chickens. Unfortunately, probability does not work quite that way, and if I remember, you'll have some numbers on the screen here. The way you need to figure it is actually you need to pay attention to the 7/8 chance of not getting a chicken every time. And then you need to take that 7/8 and you need to multiply it by itself for 2 eggs. So out of 2 eggs, you have a 49 out of 64 chance of not getting a chicken. And it continues like that until you find that if you were to take that 7/8 chance and multiply it by itself, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 times, you end up with approximately a 12% chance of not having 1 chicken after 16 eggs. I'm looking to get 2 chickens, so with 48 eggs, I've got a really high likelihood, but not a guarantee of getting my 2. Oop, there's 1. And there's 2. We're already done. We got really, really lucky because in the first 5, it triggered the 1/8 chance twice. The likelihood of that happening is actually very low. And I'll work out the math and put the percentage on the screen here. In any case, we're going to go ahead and go through the rest of this stack, and hopefully I'll come up with a couple more if I'm super lucky. You want to be careful you don't hit your chickens with your eggs if you can, because these baby chickens, well, they only have 2 hearts, and an egg does a half heart of damage. If you damage them too quickly, you can easily end up with no chickens, or at least a dead baby chicken on your hands. Wow. I wonder if the chances have been cranked up from vanilla, because that is, well, I mean, 5 out of 32 eggs is not unheard of, but that's a fairly low likelihood of happening. All right, now, chickens take 20 minutes to grow to full grown. I don't want to wait 20 minutes before I can start getting some feathers out of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab myself a bunch of wheat seeds. I only have 10. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to punch down this area, and we're going to take the wheat seeds from inside of that and use them as well. When you feed a wheat seed to a baby chicken, you will remove 10% of the remaining time. Now, this means that you will go from 20 minutes to 18 minutes, from 18 minutes to 17.2 minutes, etc., etc. What we're going to do is we're going to do our best to get it down to about 10 minutes. And to do that, we're going to need to, let's see, if we start with 20 minutes, and we're bringing it down to 90% every time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish. We're going to need to feed each one of these about 7 seeds to get it down to 10 minutes. If we want to get down from 10 to 5, we would have to feed it again another 7 seeds. And we've got 5 of them, so we're not actually going to be able to do that anyway. Now, chickens, when you're holding seeds in your hand, will follow you. So you can easily keep them away from the exit here. This doesn't seem to be working in this version. I do not know. That might be a 1.8 thing. Growth can be accelerated by wheat seeds. Each used reduces 10% of the remaining time. I do not know if that was added in the latest version or not, but it is clearly not working in 1.7.10. Darn. Well, that's what I get for referencing the Minecraft wiki. It's always going to be set up for the most up-to-date version. As such, we're going to have to wait the full 20 minutes or 1 in-game day before these guys become full grown. Now, there are some options in the magic mods to speed that up, but we're nowhere near that point in any of the magic mods that we have access to. As such, we're going to take a bit of a diversion, and we're going to take a look at making ourselves some cow spawn eggs, because having some cows would be very, very nice. Our spawn cow eggs requires us to make leather, and the way we're going to have to use to make leather is going to be with the alchemy catalyst from Botania. To make the alchemy... Oh, never mind, we need brewing stands and gold. I thought that it required Manasteel, not gold and brewing stands. So yeah, we're going to come back to that. Instead... So we're not going to be able to make cows right now. Well, you know what? Let's work on that inventory issue. Let's build some storage drawers. Drawing from experience, a simple set of wooden drawers should be sufficiently useful and provide a convenient, attractive storage alternative to wooden chests. The storage of the drawers is divided evenly between slots of the drawer. A full block set of drawers has a capacity of 16 stacks of items, so if it has 2 drawers, it can hold up to 8 stacks in each. Comparatively, a half block set with 4 drawers will only hold 2 stacks per drawer. Now, this is asking for oak drawers specifically. I want to use spruce drawers. Let's take a look at if we can make the spruce drawer and actually have it qualify. Oh, I have spruce wood planks. Oh, that's dark oak. That's the problem. You know, I kind of want to make the dark oak drawers. Let's take a look at a dark oak sapling and see how difficult that's going to be to acquire. Yep, it wants me to use an acacia sapling with an alchemy catalyst, so we'll have to build that later on, but we can always upgrade our storage later. So back to the drawers and spruce drawer. Bam. Create this and see if that qualified for our quest. It did. Fantastic. And we'll get 4 2x2 oak drawers out of the quest. Not great, but that's okay. So, where are we going to use these? Well, I think we'll put the 2x2 drawers over here near the... Awesome. You can still get in here. Near the magical crop stuff. And, can we even... No, we can't fit all of our copper into that drawer, but that's okay. We are going to be upgrading our drawers anyway. So let's put copper in there. Let's put skeleton in here. As you can see, you end up with a pretty cool setup that you can easily tell what's in there from a distance. Unfortunately, we're going to need to upgrade those drawers to get them really useful, but that's not a problem on my end anyway. We will be able to spend those resources. So the next step on the quest line is in fact to start building the upgrades. Ooh. Portable storage. Build a dolly. Awesome idea. Getting an upgrade when your drawers just aren't big enough, you need upgrades. Start by making a blank upgrade, then turning it into the storage you want to apply. Storage upgrades do not have to be applied in any particular order and act as multipliers of the base storage value. We're going to get 1 storage upgrade 5 and 10 storage upgrade or 10 storage upgrade 2s. Well, the storage upgrade 5 requires diamonds to make, so it would be kind of awesome to get one of those early on. Let's see what we're going to do, though. What we need to do is make that upgrade template. And upgrade templates are made by surrounding a drawer with sticks. And it doesn't matter which drawer you do. Also, to make the half drawers, did this take less? No, in fact, it takes just the same amount of chests. The chests are really the expensive part of this, so not really worth it. Alright, here we go. And we have 2 upgrade templates. And I think I am... Oh, crafting task. It now wants me to craft a storage upgrade 2. To craft the upgrade 2, you need to use 4 iron, 4 sticks, and an upgrade template. Good thing we have all of this iron lying around, isn't it? There we are. This is what I wanted to get to before I started with this questline. In fact, I'm going to make myself another storage upgrade and another pair of upgrade 2s, so that we can upgrade all 4 of those blocks over there. And we're going to go ahead and grab the storage upgrade 5 out of this, because I can make an endless number of storage upgrade 2s without much trouble. Now, let's see, neither of these offered any sort of reputation award, unfortunately. So we're still working our way up to that 30 for mechanist and 20 for geneticist, but that's okay. Here we go. Let's go apply these storage upgrades over here. This will multiply the value that can be put in by 2, as it says. So that means that 256 essence of copper Oop, there you go. Now you can see it's all upgraded. I can now store 512 essence of copper in there instead. I'm going to go ahead and do that. There we go. While I mouse over, you can see exactly how many's in there, but there's no good way to see what's in there from a distance unless you use the status upgrade 3 to show the fill level on the storage drawer. So we're going to set up our metals all in one little area. And iron. We have barely any iron essence. That's okay. And we're going to go ahead and I think, yeah, we'll do the essence dust and weak essence as well. And bam, bam. Here we go. And this, ooh, wow. I have a lot of essence dust flying around. That tells me it's time to upgrade some of it into weak essence, doesn't it? That's actually probably a good usage of things. And these work just like Wayla. You can left-click to grab one out, shift left-click to grab a stack at a time, right-click to add whatever's in your hand, and double right-click to add everything that you possibly can. And that takes 4 at a time. 44 is a multiple of 4. We're all set. Where is you? Weak infusion stone. Fantastic. Gonna have to do this manually still. Eventually we'll be able to do this auto-magically, which will be a lot better. And grab you, and then the last 20 turns into 5 more. Awesome. Pretty happy about this. You can also empty hand double right click to put it in there. In fact, if you have weak essence and essence dust and you empty hand double right click, it'll only go into things that currently have something in there. You can't double right click on an empty drawer and accidentally put something in there the way that you can with Java barrels, which are a bit annoying, honestly. Okay, what else do we got to put in there? Essence of Ender, yes. Essence of Coal, yes. I guess we'll put coal in there. It's the tier 1 stuff. Essence of Ender needs to get stored. We'll make some room for some nature essence, I suppose, because everything else I only have 1 or less stacks of. So, yeah. Not bad, not bad. I'm pretty happy with this. Overall, very pleased. Fantastic. So yeah, I'm going to spend some more time and build out some more storage for everything over time, especially since we're going to be most likely generating a lot of nether essence. I think I'll give nether essence a space already, just to make sure that I have something set aside for it. And that should help out a bit. Now, chickens, still growing. Oh, but the chickens are dropping feathers even though they're only babies. This is from Botania. Botania causes various mobs to shed items that are useful for, that you normally have to kill the mob for. For example, spiders will drop string, chickens will drop feathers, blazes will drop blaze powder, and there's a couple of other options as well. So now that we have the feather, we can go ahead and make that air rune. And we're going to need some string. We're going to need more string than we have for that. All right, to the farm. Let's get some cotton. You know what? Speaking of to the farm, let's go ahead and build ourselves another one of those 2x2 storage drawers. Bam. And another one of the 1x2 storage drawers. Maybe not. Oh, right. Wrong recipe. That's the problem. And we're going to put the 2x2 over here. By the way, I was experimenting with the compost bin. You can automate it by putting a hopper underneath. Unfortunately, it pulls out items out of the main area as well. For example, if I were to grab my carrots here and toss them into the compost bin, you can see that it's pulling out of the compost bin itself. However, it will also drain the compost out of this area. So it's not a great setup. What you can do, which works a lot better, is put the hopper facing into the top of it to give it an extra 5 inventory spaces. But honestly, I'm not certain that that's super useful, just because you've already got 9 inventory spaces that can all hold a stack. So your oh, hang on. Yep, it grabs out the enriched soil as well. Yeah, so your hopper is probably better off used somewhere else. And you're better off working with the compost bin manually. Did I accidentally break my compost bin? Where did it go? Oh, it went into the hopper. Didn't it? No? Huh, where'd my compost bin go? That's a little bit annoying. silly baby zombie. That's alright, they're cheap, I'll make another one. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to set up some more storage drawers here and there to be my inventory management for now, and I'll keep them along the same general line of attack. And get our wheat stored, get our sugarcane stored. All very nice. Be a little bit better inventory management than just a pile of chests, in my opinion anyway. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Storage drawers are cool. They're worth using. Check them out. Now, I don't know what happens if you break a storage drawer that is full of stuff. Let's find out. All of the stuff and the upgrade drop into the world. So be aware that that is what's going to happen if you take an axe to it. You're going to end up with a giant explosion of things. And, you know, maybe that's fine. Maybe that works for you. Maybe it doesn't. Okay, where were we? We were grabbing cotton. I have lots of cotton. I don't need all of that cotton with me. And we are going to use 18 of it, or a little bit more than that, I think, actually. Anyway, we're going to make a bunch of wool from this cotton, and then use that wool to make some carpeting. There we are. And then we'll keep the wool and the excess carpet in our monster drops chest. And then with that wool, that feather, and what else does it take for a rune of air? 3 Manasteel and a string. Fantastic. And our Manasteel is in my Botania chest where it belongs. Bam, 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 bam. Bam. Oh, whoops. How about we give it... We don't give it 2 feathers. That would be for the best. There we are. Fantastic. Keep an eye on this. As soon as it's ready, then we'll be able to harvest and hand in the runes quest that we've been working on for so long. And I know, I don't pronounce that the best. Yay! Rune of Air. Finally, we have in what the world is made of. Whoa! The option of creating the regular infuser. The way the world works, we can hand in, written in stone, collect our rune of water, fire, earth, air, and mana. We will get 32 floral fertilizer, 6 weak essence, and our choice of 64 living wood or 64 living rock. I'm going to take the living rock because it's slightly more difficult to get your hands on at this stage of the game. And my inventory is a giant mess at this point. I will work on getting a better, getting the rest of the inventory management set up off camera. So, next on the list is to create Etched in the World, more complex world runes. The rune of spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And each of these requires one of the lesser runes that we made, as well as other special resources. Rune of earth and air plus melon and slime balls becomes the rune of summer. The fire and air plus a bunch of leaves and a spider eye becomes the rune of autumn. A whole bunch of specialty resources. That's pretty cool. Much better than that, though, for our purposes, is we now have access to what the world is made of, regular infuser. We need to make the regular infusion stone. Some materials don't seem to react quite as you'd hope to the weak essence. Making a new, more potent infusion stone with the essences you've cultivated thus far should allow you to further increase the potency of your essence, allowing more seeds to be developed. So to make the regular infusion stone, we're going to need all of those runes that we just made, or actually no, we're going to need all of the essences that we've cultivated thus far. Iron, dye, coal, ender, copper, tin, and 4 weak essence. Let me go gather those materials and I'll be right back. Alright, there we have it then. 1 dye, 1 tin, 1 coal, 1 ender, 4 weak essence, an iron, and a copper seed. Glad we spent all of the time preparing. Get this figured out here. Ooh, that's going to take a little while. In fact, this uses almost a full quarter. It uses about an 1/8 of a mana pool. So I don't even know if I have enough mana in my mana pool to make this work. Well, maybe if I didn't have enough, it would have just not functioned at all, you know? but it is certainly draining off quite a lot of my remaining resources. Alright, let's put a living rock on top of here. Bam. There we go. You know what else we should do, as long as we are dealing with storage and upgrading our storage abilities? Check out in What the World Embraces, and bigger bags requires just Baggins upgrade, which an upgrade for Baggins is just some string, some iron, and some planks. Alright, here we go. Regular infusion stone complete, and with the regular infusion stone we can easily make regular essence, and as you can see it is part of a very complicated recipe to make the master infusion stone. Pretty awesome. So, let's grab some iron ingots, some string, and some planks, and let's make these upgrades from Baggins. And if I take a look at the quest book, simple bags are fairly useful, but you think that reinforcing them with iron might allow them to carry a bit more, and it also gives us a yellow bag, so let's claim the reward on that. And figure out how we use these. Do we just craft them together? Yes, we do. That gives us a tier 2 bag. Here's a tier 1 bag and what it can hold. That's 5 by 3 for 15 stacks of items. A tier 2 bag can hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by 3. 27 stacks of items, or effectively an entire chest worth. So these 2 bags basically triple our inventory, not counting our hotbar. And we also finished in what the world is made of. Oh, look at all that. The regular infuser. We get 2 blaze rods and 6 regular essence for our trouble. And now we have unlocked the vast majority of seeds that we could create. And we find that because we took those skeleton seeds very early on, we have already completed the skeleton seed quest, and we get 5 free regular essence out of that. The bones of the animated skeletons you've encountered have proven a useful resource. Perhaps it's worth growing their essence so they're available at your convenience. Claim that reward. Fantastic. That gives us 11 of the regular essence in total. And now we can make obsidian seeds, blaze seeds. Ooh, it wants me to put in 32 nether brick, 32 floral brown powder, 9 regular essence, and 8 essence of the nether just to get 1 essence of blaze. Yeah, we're going to be working at this a lot. So the essence of blaze, how many of them do I even need to make the seeds? Oop, 1 essence of blade, 1 obsidian, 1 obsidian, 1 air, 1 fire, 1 water, 1 earth, 1 gold. Blaze seeds are off a little bit, aren't they? However, our very next goal is going to be to create the air, earth, fire, and water seeds. Those are going to be very, very useful. And if I take a look at those seeds, water breathing, no, regular water seeds. These are fairly easy to make once you have access to runes and essence. So next time, we will focus on making those seeds. For today, I am out of time, so thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If so, please leave a thumbs up, tell me what you liked about it. If not, leave a thumbs down and tell me what I can do better. Either way, interacting will help ensure I continue to show up in your subscriber box. Between episodes, I'm going to start some preparations to expand my base slightly, and like I mentioned last time, I really want to make this place a little bit bigger and a little bit prettier, and I want to start building a place to put all of the tech buildings I want, as well as I want to have just more stuff available to me. Ooh, I can start harvesting this nether essence now. Yay. Especially more farmland, a dedicated Botania area, a dedicated witchery area, and I want all of those. I haven't decided. Tell me in the doobly-doo, what do you think? Should I focus on making my farming area look rustic and magical and outdoorsy and natural, or should I focus on going high-tech and making a sci-fi style farming experience? Let me know what you think below, and I'll see you next time.